Hypixel Skyblock, the game mode that you either love so much that you don't play anything else, or hate so much that you don't even want to hear about it. But I think for me, it's a mix of both. Hi guys, and welcome back to another Skyblock video. It's been a while since the last one, but as you can see, I have been really busy building this average looking island of ours. Just kidding, I wish I could build. Sadly, we had to replace our good friend Stan, who wasn't very active for the past 6 months. With a pretty good builder if you ask me. He's also Finnish, which means that 3 people in our co-op are from Finland. Shout out to Finland. Anyway, everyone knows that Hypixel Skyblock is a never-ending grind. It's been a long time since I first started, and a lot of things have changed. I still remember spending a lot of time in the deep caverns trying to get the lapis armor and mining 10,000 cobblestone without any haste potions whatsoever. Nowadays you can just collect a few white gifts and buy as many miners outfits as you want. So yeah, our start to Hypixel Skyblock wasn't very efficient, but it was fun back then. It was also really easy to reach the end game. There were hardly any talismans in the game, and no one even cared about damage because the only mob that you couldn't one-hit with aspect of the end was the magma boss, and you didn't even have to deal any damage to it, you just had to teleport inside it at the right time to get the loot. And you could get like the second best armor set by just using emerald minions for a few weeks. So it didn't take too long until we ran out of things to do in Hypixel Skyblock for the first time. I guess we could have went for the pigment sword, but it was just a pointless flex because you didn't need the damage for anything. But we didn't have to be bored for long, because then they released the end update. They added like 8 new armor sets into the game, a new sword, and so many things to go for. Suddenly everyone wanted talismans because you wanted to deal as much damage as you can to the dragon. For example, the Ender artifact went from like 400k to few million. Everyone was grinding summoning eyes because it was one of the easiest ways to make money now. Even Ender armor, which is like 100k a set now, used to be over 500k. And dragon fights were such easy money. Summoning eyes were really cheap, and most of the dragon pieces went for decent amount, even if they were like young or wise. Nowadays you can only make profit with the sword or superior dragon. Sometimes you go even with strong. But not only did we get this massive new update with all these things to do, on the same day they released the end update, Simon, the owner of Hypixel, tweeted on Twitter that the next big update is gonna be the dungeons. And that was 5 months ago. So everyone obviously thought that it's gonna come out in few months, but oh boy, it didn't come out in few months. Now, I don't want it to sound like I'm salty or anything. I know that they only have few admins working on Skyblock and things like these take time, but I think they might have been hyping it up a bit too early. So once again, after I got my superior armor, aspect of the dragons, all the talismans I wanted, Hypixel Skyblock started to be boring again. So boring, in fact, that my 5-member co-op only had 2 players playing. But then they released the biggest time sink in Hypixel Skyblock history, Slayer. And time is not the only thing you need for Slayer, because every single tier 4 boss costs 50,000 coins. And believe me, you have to kill a lot of those bosses. I assume most of you know how Slayer works, so I'm not gonna make this into a Slayer tutorial. But basically, there are 3 different boss types: zombie, spider, and wolf. More coming soon. Each of these boss types have their own level. I'm wolf 7, spider 5, and zombie 6. They also have their own unique drops and crafts, which are not shared with your co-op, by the way. What makes these items unique though is the fact that they have a level requirement. So not only do you need wolf level 4 to craft mastiff armor, you also need wolf level 4 before you can use it. This obviously made some people happy, because now YouTubers couldn't just make videos with items they borrowed from other people. They would have to grind the level themselves. And there are items here that require level 7 before you can use them. And if you want to reach level 7, you need 100,000 experience. And you only get 500 from tier 4. So yeah, you have to kill 200 tier 4 bosses before you are level 7. And remember, each boss costs you 50,000. So level 7 in one Slayer is 10 million. But you should make your money back from the Slayer drops, right? Well, not exactly. While you do make some profit with Wolf and Spider, it's usually just enough to pay for the task, so you're not really making any money. But how about the extremely rare drops? The thing is, the crafts are not the only thing that have a level requirement. You can't even get the most expensive drops before you have level 7. So yeah, it's safe to say that when Slayer came out, the only thing I grinded was Wolf 6 for the mana flux, and that was enough for me for a while. But then, out of nowhere, my co-op member Refraction, who had been inactive for months, suddenly started grinding zombies, and he grinded them all the time. And then my other co-op members started doing Slayers as well, so I was just like, if these two are doing Slayers, I guess I have to as well. And the boot sword was just added to the Wolf collection, which made Wolves really easy to grind now. But even with the boot sword and mastiff armor, Wolves were still the slowest Slayer to do. So it took me a while before I was close to level 7, but then I thought that why am I doing this alone when I could stream it? And so I did. I started doing Wolf grinding streams, and it didn't take too long before I got level 7. And then the grind for the overflux began. After multiple tier 4s and potion leeches, during my second 6-hour stream, 70,000 experience into Wolf 7, this happened.
Oh, I thought I was gonna be happy, but I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. Oh.
2 hours later.
Well, you see, my friend Nico also got it first, so I'm just following his footsteps. So yeah, I managed to get myself my first crazy rare drop, but it was the wrong one. While both Grizzly Bait and Overflux are the same rarity, Grizzly isn't worth much, while Overflux sells for over 70 million. But even though Grizzly wasn't the thing we were looking for, I still gathered all the gold I needed for the 4 stacks of golden teeth, which is really expensive by the way, and crafted the most expensive talisman in the game, Hunter Ring, which is probably my favorite talisman because now I only needed 154 kills to spawn the boss instead of the normal 160. Even though I was upset about the Grizzly Bait, it gave me hope that my co-op member, who also got the Grizzly Bait first, had just got an Overflux at around 240,000 experience. So I kept grinding in hopes of the Overflux, but then I hit 240, 250, 260, and when I hit 270k, I just couldn't go on anymore. I lost all hope. And it didn't help that my co-op members were telling me these horror stories of the people with 1 million wolf experience without Overflux. And I had a co-op member with 600,000 zombie experience without the sight blade. So I went to the auction and I saw that there were a lot of Overfluxes on sale. So I bought one for 75 million. Okay guys, it's happening. I'm finally getting my own Overflux. I might have not gotten the drop, but at least I have my very own Overflux now. Look how beautiful it is. I don't have to keep borrowing it from my friends anymore. That is pretty much the biggest flex you can have on Hypixel Skyblock, if we don't count the snowman pet. Someday I will get it. The people actually thought I would keep killing some stupid dogs in a Minecraft minigame until I get the drop myself. Guess what? That is exactly what I did. Now that I had my own Overflux, I was ready to get like 3 million wolf experience before I get the drop. But only 10,000 experience later, this happened. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Mä sain overfluxi. Only couple days after I bought my Overflux, and 559 tier 4s later, which is roughly 280,000 experience, I got what I was going for. I now have 2 of these bad boys, and honestly, I have no idea what I'm gonna do with the other one. I might sell it, or I might let my friend use it, we will see. I now basically have everything I need on Hypixel Skyblock. I got my Hunter Ring, I have my full superior, and also, because people were calling me broke when I made my dream sword, I added the Dragon Hunter 5 on it. I hope you guys are happy. I basically spent way too many hours just to make one video, and to have my orb stay up for 30 more seconds. Was it worth it? Absolutely not. Am I gonna do it again? See you in a month.